transgender, where a man can turn into be a woman. I don't know if you're obviously aware of the transgender phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I just wondered, do you believe that we can be born in the wrong body? That's the question. Can we be born? Could you be born in the wrong body?
You can't be wrong.
Well,
never. Nobody can be wrong.
Well,
you're always right.
Well,
if you think that you're wrong, it's okay, you're right.
No, but you have to be wrong before you know you're right, if you're in the wrong body.
Yes, you're right if you feel that you're wrong, so you're always right.
So do you think that, see this boy here? This book is called Be Who You Are, and it was written by someone whose 4-year-old believed they were in the wrong body. Do you think a 4-year-old would know they were in the wrong body? Again, I'm not condemning anybody, I'd just like to hear your views.
It depends on how long it lasts. If it only to dress like his mother for a few minutes, it's okay. If at 4 you want to be operated to change his sex, it's perhaps a bit early.
Sure. What do you think about the idea of telling a 4-year-old that they could be born in the wrong body? Do you think that's helpful, or is that premature? Do you think
the contrary was terrible too?
Second say?
The contrary was terrible too. I mean, at 20 to say to children that shut up, you have to marry and to make children, even though you don't want to be normal and regular. So it's been the reality for so many centuries that we are reacting, ridiculously reacting, but it's natural to react to something shocking.
But what do you think? Do you think a 4-year-old, could I go back to the question, do you think a 4-year-old should be told, well, this is what's happening. It is very, very relevant.
In this book?
No, in schools, in kindergarten, preschool, they're reading books like this to 4-year-olds.
Yes, I know.
Now, I'm a dad, and this causes me a lot of concern that once you put the idea in a 4-year-old's mind, that they... See, I don't even want to... Do your children know about this kind of thing? I don't want to talk about it.
What it is.
Okay, have you heard of transgenderism?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got 5 children, and my concern today is that should a 4-year-old have the concept that they could be born in the wrong body put into their mind at that age?
You have to know that.
You don't agree? Do you agree?
I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist.
It's not like you're either a boy or you're a girl.
No, you're not. But
you are.
You're not, but at 4, I don't think they should be promoted. I agree with that.
Well, you know what happened,
I always knew I was a guy.
Yes,
but I can imagine that a few persons questioned.
But could you be wrong? Could you be wrong? Maybe you were born in the wrong body and you haven't.
I've got 4 daughters, you know,
I've got 5 daughters,
and 2 stepdaughters, and a dog and a wife, and it's okay, you know.
So it'd be an easy transition to make, couldn't it?
Even though I'm just like I could be someone else, I exactly know who I am.
Lady boy.
I'm strongly against the idea that 4-year-olds should have, they should be left to have a childhood. They should be left, you know what the statistics are, that if you don't intervene when somebody's confused, because we're all confused when we're 4 up until we reach puberty, everybody's confused.
I'm still confused.
Yeah, I'm still confused. But if you leave them alone, everyone who questions their sexuality, their gender, 80 to 90% of them just move straight through puberty, no problems. Those who, let's say, from the age of 4, have this delusion, as far as I'm concerned, kind of explored, they end up, with 30% suicide rates after they've had the operation. The operation doesn't change it. Yeah. So if the evidence says if you leave them alone, 90% will just go through and live happy lives, but if you intervene, they're more likely to kill themselves. The science is against intervening.
Well, the youngsters, have you ever heard about those kind of questioning in your school?
They've heard of transgender. In between this.
You don't believe that people are born in this society, you don't want to change.
My boy, for instance, my boy, Louis.
But you realise that you were born a boy.
But we've been lucky as well.
Yeah.
No.
I agree with you. We shouldn't promote it. We shouldn't promote it. Well, I do think there are a small portion, and it's not the massive amount, like you were saying, that are in between. You know what? And it's very sad.
This is something you probably didn't hear about. This is a transgender woman. He was transferred to a female prison. This is where we're having to deal. It's not as simple as say, well, look, you know, I think you should be allowed to do this. The consequences are that the prison governor, when he was presented at the female prison, for my opinion, political correct reasons, put this twice convicted rapist into a woman's prison, and guess what? He sexually assaulted too. Now that's a transgender woman. Right? So
are these just some extremes though?
The thing is, for the women concerned who were sexually assaulted,
that's awful.
whether it's small or not, the fact is a line was crossed for ideological reasons where they put women in safety because he said that he was a woman. Now this guy here. Now I won't show you some of the other pictures here because they might be a little bit kind of taxing.
I don't think men dressed as women should go in women's changing rooms.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. I don't want this transgender woman in the female toilet when one of my daughters is in there. This is a transgender woman. He doesn't have to have surgery.
Sorry, the way
do you think this is a woman? No. You don't. Do you think this is a woman? Even if this is a transgender woman, his name is.
Is he a man or what? Is that his original state? Or his
no, this is after he transitioned. It didn't change anything.
So he was an ugly man.
He was an ugly man, and he stayed an ugly man. The only difference is he can now go into women's toilets.
So he ain't got a bit anymore.
No, he has everything.
So he stands up and wheezes, and then
he
gets
does.
girls
And
in there.
this,
No, it's not right.
This is so what we've got women's safe spaces that men like this who he's saying, why do I need to wear lipstick? I'm a woman. Why do I need to cut my genitalia off?
Woman, he needs to have a shave every day and put a wig on.
Well, he'd say, but actually, I'm a woman, I don't need to prove it. This is how crazy it's got.
No, sorry. Looks like a man, he dresses like a man, he's a man.
Yeah.
Walks like a duck, sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Your children at the moment are old enough, and you have the memory of when things were simple and it was obvious. But schools now, when they read...
Are they though? I think,
no, of course they was.
No, you didn't.
Are you not? Because I was a governor of a kids' school.
Okay, sure.
And we never had any of that nonsense. I promise you.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Now it's changed. And this is
that was 10 years then it's changed.
Yes, you know it's happened in 5 years. 5 years. Yeah, this now, because what they did, it used to be called sexual identity disorder, and that was something that people genuinely suffered from. Okay, and maybe when they'd gone through puberty and it was persistent, they would get counselling and then they would get the operation. But things have changed now. They've called it gender dysphoria,
which basically you just be a girl or boy. Go to school in a dress or a trouser.
See here, this was about this person's daughter who, at the age of 4, realised she was in the wrong body. Now, who put the idea in a 4-year-old's mind that they could be born in the wrong body?
Well, that's what I agree.
Say again, say? TV, yeah. TV, schools, mum, dad. No, honestly, no, you're right.
Yeah,
he's got a point. The transgender children are YouTube sensations. They have millions and millions of fans. In one school, in the Daily Mail, there were 17 transgenders in one school, and this is going to get bigger and bigger.
I agree with that.
It is. Well, you know, it's not just that.
I'm not against gays.
No. I think there's a massive difference between being homosexual or transgender, because homosexuality has been around since the year dot.
What happens when they decide they want to have sex with a woman, or then they want to have sex with a man? So they're doing it with both.
Yeah, you can be gender fluid.
Because you can go one Saturday night and do a woman, then you can go.
You just hit the nail on the head. There's another identity. It's called non-binary, which means you don't identify as either.
I've got no choice now.
Yeah, well, you know what? Thank God that your children, you know you're a boy, don't you? Yeah, and you know you're a girl, and you know you're a boy. Okay?
What do you mean?
You're not thinking about it.
No, generally, could you
converted him?
No, I'd be really interested, because you're the age that I want to hear.
Right, what
do you think that you could be born in the wrong body? Is that an idea that you've ever thought of? Possibly.
Do you want to be a girl? Do you fancy boys?
Okay, well, it's all on camera. The millions and millions of subscribers. No, he's only kidding. No, but you know that Yeah, you know that you're a young man.
What sensation? Yeah.
He's going to be, he's going to have all the fans now. No, you are 100% mate. You're going to be a great guy. You're going to have a happy life.
We're also very lucky, aren't we?
We are. We are, yeah.
We're married.
I know, yeah. That's rare.
Could be
Could be divorced quite easy.
Yeah, we're all in that boat, aren't we? Yeah. But you know what? I think we're standing the changing of the tide.
Yes, 100%. They're letting children go in a dress one day and trousers the next day, and they're letting them be like dressed up as a fairy one day, and then they can be a Power Ranger.
They're not letting. They're encouraging.
Yeah, of course you are. You decide if you want to be a girl and boy.
In Wales, they've now brought out a law that schools should be gender neutral, which means all the boys can come in dresses, and all the girls can. You can use whatever toilets you want, and this is just the start. In 5 years, it's gone like.
Do you think it's changed in 5 years?
In 5 years' time, yes. And the reason I say that is because people's minds have been conditioned now from hearing about it and seeing the examples. You go, oh, what a nice person, and all the rest. They do not show you in the kind of promotion of it. People like this. These you never see. That's him with his wig on. That's all you got to do. You don't have to have an operation. You don't need to do anything. You can just end up like that.
That man could be in Topshop when I take her today to try clothes.
And this is what I'm against.
Stripped off with his bits.
Yeah. You know what? I could today, if the policeman's here, I might do this. I might say at 12 o'clock I'm going to transition. I'm going to transition into a woman. I don't need a shave. See, I've got my
dress on there.
I don't even need a dress because I'm going to be like one of these transgender women. And I'm going to say, right, MistaRax, we're off to the ladies. Let's see if we can bring this to a head. And let's see if they let me in, because they shouldn't. But they're bound to. I mean, if this is a woman, and you know what the thing is, for you as a woman and for you as a girl, men like this, not only are they going to be stealing your safe spaces when it comes to athletics, when it comes to all of these things, it's all going to be men. Men are pushing women out, redefining what it is to be a woman, because they would say, if you don't mind me saying, that he's got a woman's penis. That's the terminology they use. I'm so glad you're laughing, because that's the best reaction to have.
It is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.